another banner in the fall, banner number 8, and the first chance for this very, very passionate fan base to flock here tonight and be on TV as well. Let's look at the Penn State lineup. There are questions on the outside. Izzy Stark is back at center, but Jess Merzick, an All-American, Cam Hanna, an All-American, have gone on to play professionally. So Emmy Selman comes in from Ohio State, and she gets her first chance to play in front of the Penn State fans tonight, year 2 in college. For Pitt, we talked about Olivia Babcock, the National Player of the Year last year. In the middle, they're also strong, bringing Ryla Jones and Bree Kelly back from their Final Four team. And there are some questions at setter. Rachel Fairbanks, 4-year starter, went to 4 straight Final Fours in a legendary Pitt career, will pave way to either Iti Tautua'a, who we see tonight, or Brooke Mosier, former Illinois setter, who is set to join the team this summer. Well, we also have a new libero, Emery Dukes, who is out there for Pitt this spring. And Dan Fisher, one of the smartest coaches that you'll find in the sport, and going up against another great one in Katie Schumacher-Cauley tonight.
The IQ between these two coaches is off the charts. They really prepare their teams for anything that happens tonight. It is going to be so fun.
And joined the legendary Russ Rose as a national championship winning coach at Penn State. They are wearing those hockey jerseys tonight, the hockey sweaters for the Penn State men's team, and Guy Godowski, who is leading his team into the Frozen Four tomorrow. So paying a little homage to Penn State hockey.
Yeah, it's a really tight-knit group of coaches here at Penn State. They really support each other, and it's a fantastic culture. So it's really, really fun to see the Penn State volleyball coaches wear those hockey jerseys.
And not a surprise to see a bunch of students here. Even in the spring, this match doesn't go against the record, but they love Penn State volleyball.
They love
here
Penn
and
State
nationwide.
Volleyball. It is something that it's an honor to get that front row. You got to get here really early. You stand in line in the student section. And
they beat us here.
Yes, they did.
The students beat us here by maybe an hour and a half.
Oh yeah, they know what to do.
Well, some fans, maybe their first time, like that kid. Maybe his first time to see the national championship program that is Penn State. Won their 8th in December, and for the first time ever, spring volleyball here on Big Ten Network. And this will be normal match rules. First to 25 in each set, win by 2. First to win 3 sets wins it, just like the regular season. And off we go with a service error from Faldudo to start the night.
Well, nobody wants to see that, but it happens, even at home.
What are nerves like in a spring match versus...
Oh man, it is so different. Like, the spring is really for individual success and improvement, and you bring in this matchup with another top 5 team.
That looked pretty good from Jordan Hopp, who was the 3rd middle last year for Penn State, expected to slide in next to Maggie Mendelson this year for the Nittany Lions. Hopp did get Elite 8 and national semifinal experience. Maggie Mendelson was ailing and injured in the postseason, and she subbed for in some of those late impact matches, as Bree Kelly knows a thing or two about big postseason matches. The middle for Pitt for the first time.
Bree Kelly has a cannon for an arm. I wouldn't be surprised if every good pass that Pitt had went to her when she's on the court.
Returning All-American middle, Pitt returns both of their middles. Ryla Jones up in the middle of the net right now. And that is in. And a good look at Emmy Selman, the transfer from Ohio State after a big freshman year.
That was a fast ball to the pin. Like, that came out of Stark's hand hot. And it's nice to see that connection has been established in the last couple months.
It's a reconnection between those two. Team USA gym together. So that serve goes into the net. Talked to Izzy Stark that served pass today, and she said, yeah, that's going to happen a little bit quicker than most setter to outside connections would.
That is true. They do have that history together.
But a couple years apart after Selman was on the opposite side of the net last year. That served into the net by Olivia Babcock, and Penn State and Pitt level at 3 early on in set 1. Selman back to serve. She had 27 kills. That was her best match of the year last year for Ohio State in a near 5-set upset of Penn State. And that finds floor behind the block from Blair Bayless for Pitt.
I wouldn't be surprised, you know, Haiti Tautua, thank you.
We got you.
She's going to be mixing it up, but I still think she's comfortable with her go-tos. And the outside's just, you know, they haven't gotten that connection yet.
And the setter for Pitt, a candidate to replace Rachel Fairbanks, is the setter for the Panthers in the fall. And service pressure from Penn State. And an ace for Jillian Grimes, the returning libero.
Grimes is a leading ace scorer in the Big Ten. She's not just good for this Penn State team. She is a very tough server.
Right at her counterpart. Dukes, transfer from Florida State for Pitt. Hands put up. And Jones shows the setting hands, and a big block put up for the Nittany Lions. Izzy Stark, the setter, playing a little defense.
Tough ball. It looked like it was a bit of a trap set, unfortunately, for Ryla Jones. Trying to do something with it, but you can't get past that wall.
1 under 100 in the block department for Stark, who got a block touch on that, and it ends up finding the floor. Good effort from Jocelyn Nathan. But Pitt scores again, down 1 in set 1.
Yeah, Nathan found herself in the lineup a few times at the end of the season too. Just taking care of business, being a defensive specialist, really not letting the ball hit the floor.
A lot of passing back for Penn State, including Grimes, their libero. Grimes underneath that one for the dig. Back set for Selman. Out of system, no problem.
That was a one-handed back row set. Like,
come on.
I mean, I don't really know what to say. Hop was almost trying to get in there and got a little elbow, and just you know, a one-handed set there.
Casual day in the park as Babcock comes flying from the back, and that's out. Point for Penn State.
You see Babcock talking to her setter. That was her bad. It was a great ball, a great placement. She's got her next time. It's good communication.
She has scored a ton of points her first 2 years in college from the back row. And Babcock has to save this one and punch it over for Stark to get set up. And it's down for Jordan Hopp for her second kill.
We got a timeout by Dan Fisher.
So a strong start for the national champs. It doesn't count tonight, but built some confidence playing against the Final Four team. Well, good beginning for the 8-time national champs. They'll go for number 9 to try to tie Stanford for the most ever when the fall rolls around. And a 9-5 beginning for the Nittany Lions. Izzy Stark back to serve out of the timeout. Selman got the first ball, and that is kept alive by Dukes. And Pitt survives the point. Back set from Stark to the right pin, kept alive. And big block put up again. Jordan Hopp there playing defense at the net.
That's a big block. Like, there's no way around it. It was unfortunately, a ball that's way off the net, kind of an out-of-system ball for Pitt, but you got to find a way. And you can't go through.
No. No. Taylor Trammell is playing in Puerto Rico after an all-Big Ten, All-American season in the middle. The Nittany Lions, so Jordan Hopp and Mendelson expect to be the middle tandem. She was solo that time. Hopp with another block. And combining, but a tool shot kill for Gregoire, who should be very comfortable seeing a Big Ten team tonight. She was at Oregon last year as an outside. Pitt has to replace both Tori Stafford, who transferred to Texas on the outside, and Valeria Vasquez Gomez. So it's the same for both fan bases tonight, getting a glimpse at their team before the fall. Both pin hitters will be new when first serve happens.
That's pretty rare to lose that key of a player. You think about, I would say, 75% of the balls are going to go to your outside hitters.
Well, that might be one solution for Pitt.
I mean, shoot.
Put Babcock on the left.
Put Babcock anywhere. She is such a phenomenal player. I'm not sure how her passing is, but her arm can literally hit from pin to pin.
Well, she spent the last couple of years on the right side, winning National Player of the Year last year. And that was not perfect all the way around, but led to Selman scoring anyway.
Yeah, you hate to see that tight ball that Stark just saved. And again, she's got that trust already in Selman.
You're holding your breath a little bit.
I was. You never know. Those tight to the net, and they make me a little nervous.
Taltua'a had the pass off target, and Penn State rolling in this first set.
That they are. It is good to be home, though.
Penn State was at West Point. They went to Army and practiced and scrimmaged and did lots of other things on their trip to West Point. Katie Schumacher-Cawley was talking today to us about how eye-opening that was. It's literally 2 hours of volleyball, then you're out at Army. So
it's a very humbling experience, a very grateful experience. We went there my last spring when I was in college, and I remember it. It's a very core memory for me. That's a place where, you respect those girls and what they're doing, and it's very, very eye-opening.
Did you do any Army-like things when you were there?
Oh, no.
No?
Nope. We didn't do any boot camp or anything tactile or whatever. It was a simple scrimmage, and we got to see a lot of the girls, their barracks where they ate, all that stuff. They were very kind.
Well, Blair Bayless, good rip. We were just talking about the outsides for Coach Fisher and Pitt. She's one that was the third outside hitter last season. And into the net for Maggie Mendelson, the returning middle for Penn State.
Yeah, tough connection between Izzy and Mendelson there. Just a little low. Maybe spacing wasn't quite right.
Well, Penn State had the long run to go up double digits. Now Pitt on a 3-0 run, or 4-0 run. Taltua'a out to Babcock, who rattles it off the hands of Mendelson.
Could have told you that was going to Babcock. When in doubt, finding her arm is key for this Pitt offense.
So back on that side of the net where she's most comfortable on the right. It's a 5-0 Pitt run, forcing a Penn State timeout. In from Oregon, and that'll be April 16th. A week from tonight on BTN. Marquette and Wisconsin played in the regular season last year. That Kohl Center had 15,000 people there. Well, that's more of the same from the postseason. Caroline Juravicius, massive final weekend of the season in the national semifinals and title match.
Yeah, that's only her first kill of the night, so I look forward to seeing more of her.
She, of course, is joined by her sister this year, Ava Juravicius. And more scoring out of the middle for Pitt.
Ryla Jones, she is a bubbly, happy person. She's a personality, and to have that on this Pitt team is definitely beneficial for them.
You know that family well. You coached Raynell, her sister.
I did.
At Maryland. One of the great blockers the Big Ten has seen in the past several years. Oh, off hands. Another big cut from Emmy Selman.
What surprises me about Selman every time, like I know I watched her at Ohio State last year, but her length, like she touches at such a high point. Like that is a tough ball to hit, and obviously a tough ball to defend. But she is so high in the air. Her contact, I mean, it's got to be close to 11 feet. I'd love to know what her reach is. Her contact point. Not a lot of people are going to be stopping that this year.
Naked eye, you think 11 feet?
Yeah, it's really close.
Yeah. And she can score back here, too. She just did with an ace. The new Nittany Lion on 2. Tautua'a was denied, and Penn State scores again. And timeout for Pitt. So they will empty the tank in this first set with Penn State up by 5. And we'll step aside. Penn State saw it firsthand what Emmy Selman can do against them. This was at Cavelli Center in Columbus in a near 5-set upset for Ohio State over Penn State last year. A career high 27 kills against Penn State.
I remember watching that game. She was on fire.
So she adds to this group of freshmen. They brought in 5. Alexis Ewing is not here yet. Another outside hitter with some length that will join the team. That is legendary basketball player Patrick Ewing's daughter. And then Addie Lyon, who joins Emmy Selman as a transfer from St. Louis, will give them some center depth this summer as well. As Karis Willow takes care of that ball.
If you get the opportunity for an overpass, you better put it down.
Well, so far we just saw Willow. We've seen Selman have some good moments early. Outsides for the new look for Penn State. A good start in this spring match. Another look at Willow, who has to jab it over. And a back set for Babcock. There she is, coming out of the back row.
That tempo is so difficult to get 4 hands on. You saw Willow there. She was pretty set, but there was no way Mendelsohn was getting there. That was a fast back row attack by Babcock.
And that's out. We saw that for several years with Minnesota in the Big Ten. That's set to the back row for an opposite with Stephanie Samity.
Oh, man. Samity was another one-of-a-kind player.
Talk about a high reach.
Yeah, I bet that's over 11 feet.
Yes. Well, more service pressure for the Nittany Lions.
And it's no surprise that it's Jillian Grimes. Ace Queen coming in hot. That's a great seam, right in that 5-6 seam. If you're not familiar with the zones on the court, it's right in between the hitter and that libero.
Back to a similar area, and that goes sharp down the net for Willow.
That looked a little like Merzick on that 4-to-4 shot. That hard cross-court shot. It's very tough to do. But again, Willow's another one, just like Selman, who you don't realize how long these women are. And their reach and their arm swings are just so high.
It was recycled. And Bayless out of the back. Stark runs it down. Babcock after the dig. Got it right back off of the bump set.
And she even had 4 hands in front of her. Babcock still avoided the block and went to a open spot. Nathan got a little sucked into the court there. Maybe should have been a little wider on defense. excellent swing by Babcock. You know, something that traditional Pitt teams have always done well is they just don't have a lot of errors. They're a team that is steady and controlled, and they make the other teams make the mistakes. And that hasn't necessarily been the case tonight for this match. They've got a couple errors, a little more than usual, that I've noticed.
Positive sign there with Gregoire on the kill. And remember, new setter, new libero, 2 new outsides.
Neither of these rosters are full yet. They're not.
Right.
They're not even close to being what the final thing is going to be.
Brooke Mosier expected to come in and compete for the setting job. Willow got that over, kept it in, and earned the point for Penn State.
I think Bree Kelly was trying to go for hands with hop there in the middle, but just went clear over.
Yeah, it might be the spring, might not go against the record, but the fans, out of habit, everybody stands on set point.
Everybody stands.
It's practice for them too.
Oh, of course.
Stark on set point number 1. Into the cross court, and that's out. And Penn State in their first public set since winning the national championship.
And I was so happy that she got that last win.
The first point of this second set goes emphatically to Kat Flood for Pitt, who is playing tonight but is out of eligibility, giving Pitt some spring depth, but not eligible to play in the fall.
Finishing up her grad degree, she's planning on playing pro next season. A couple newbies out there right now for Penn.
Well, you figured you get some of this in the spring, right? A little experimentation and see what else you got out there.
Absolutely. That's what the spring is about. Like, again, neither of these rosters are set. Neither of these rosters are final. They both have girls coming in May or in the summer or whatever they do. And so the spring's about individual success and improvement and what you build during the summer. You work camps, and then you finally get to show everybody what you've worked so hard for 8 months. And so it's so wild having a spring game, knowing all of these things, knowing that they aren't finalized rosters, and knowing that they've just worked on individual improvements in the last couple months.
There's some extra nerves that go into it. Penn State players were talking about that at their practice today. As Emmy Selman hasn't shown many of those in the first set plus. She has another kill.
Emmy Selman has been very steady. I don't know how else to explain her. She is, like, she's smiling, she's having a good time, but she is just cool, calm, collective, steady. When you need her, she's there.
Serve out from Lexi Jin, one of the newcomers, freshman from Indianapolis. Munciana product.
What a great club. Shout out to Munciana. She looked pretty frustrated after that missed serve.
When you get a back row player from Munciana, you know they're going to be tough.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, Darcy Dorton was a Muncie kid. She's the toughest kid I know.
Ever, period. Toughest kid ever?
Oh,
yeah.
She's the most intense player I've ever played with.
Juravicius tried to cut it inside the tape, couldn't.
That was a tough set. Izzy was just off balance. She said she wanted to be working on, like, this whole spring, she's been working on just consistency and hand placement and just being not off balance, just being a full-on consistent, a little more consistent setter. That was a tough ball for Juravicius, but a better ball to Mendelsohn.
Mendelsohn with her first kill of this match. Penn State taking the opening set 25-15. 3 service aces on top of Emmy Selman, leading them in hitting with 4 kills. Bump set for Flood that turns into a free ball. On 2, Stark. That's saved. Dupes, the new libero for Pitt, with the pancake. And that goes. Nice out of system action for Blair Bayless.
What great defense by both squads. But this ball by Dupes just getting right under it.
You throwing a green card on that?
I would have.
That would have probably been one that we're standing at the monitor for like 5 minutes on.
Yeah, definitely.
Mendelson slides around.
Hey, she's an ex-basketball player. Get her off of 1 foot, and it's just a layup. That's a layup for Mendelson, and I think this is where she really shines. Off of that 1 foot, cross-court shot, in between the block. What a great connection between her and Stark.
She's got that shared bond with her head coach, also an ex-volleyball and basketball player, Katie Schumacher-Colley. Stark back to Mendelson, almost found the middle of the court. And Dupes puts her body on the line again. Through the block, but Faldudo right there. It dances on the tape, and it's down for Bayless.
Tough ball for Stark. She tried to swipe it instead of just going on and with her power and with her strength going and just saying, hey, I've got this. You see her trying to swipe it instead. Next time, she just goes up and uses her upper body strength. It's a really tough ball to win against when the setter has that angle. But if you swipe it, yeah, that's tough.
That finds court. First ace of the night for Nisa Buzlatepe. Another player for Pitt that is out of eligibility, but they wanted to get her in there, play a set or two tonight. So her and Kat Flood will not be with the team in the fall, out of college eligibility. Oh, turn back. Big block put up.
Yeah, it's you're not going to be challenging. That is not going to go well for you, as Karis Willow just found that out, right into the belly of the beast. Those are, and honestly, Pitt does blocking very well. They've always been pretty consistent with blocking. They're always in good spots. It's what makes, Dan Fisher's teams always have really good IQs for this game.
That was Virlan twice in a row. She was the third middle last year. Each of the 3 top middles on this Pitt team are back. Virlan fighting for some time and showing why she might see some more court come the fall. 3 great defensive plays in a row for Dahlia Virlan.
Look at this great first step, great positioning, great timing.
Selman out of the back, and I think she was over the line. Yep, she was.
She was, and it also looked like the set was a little behind her.
Social read. But can I fairly say that that is this baby's first Penn State volleyball match?
It probably is.
Because apparently you identified a specific fan that it was not their first Penn State volleyball match earlier. Got to get my stats right on that. The kid was like 1.5.
You just turned 2 last week.
Okay. There to fact check me again. Into the cross court and out for Blair Bayless. So Penn State scores out of the timeout.
Again, that's a rare thing for traditional Pitt teams. They usually let the other team do all the errors, and they just put it in play, put it in play, put it in play.
And that is in play. That's what you're talking about. Gregoire with another kill.
Yeah, Gregoire had that whole line wide slam open. Stark just really was, I'm not sure if she got stuck in the middle or just didn't see it coming, but she had a big time hole.
Gregoire and Babcock, the two leading attackers for Pitt, both have 4 kills. And one of the big questions for Pitt, what will the outsides look like? Flood takes a couple of big hacks, and Penn State up for it on their net defense. Jordan Hopp with the block.
It's looking like Stark's getting a little, irritated, maybe with herself, maybe with something else. Just connections aren't clicking like the first set.
How do you fight that? You've played the position.
You got to keep going. It's not something you can dwell on, and it's definitely something that you can't see. You can't dwell on those types of things. You got to figure it out. You're in a game that is so fast-paced that you don't have time to dwell on any of those things.
It's a good thing sometimes, right?
Absolutely.
Next point happens and it's gone.
It's gone.
Quick amnesia.
Yeah, like a goldfish.
Thank you, Ted Lasso. So Stark trying to shake it quickly and sets up Hop, but out.
That set drifted just a little off the net. You can visibly see Stark being a little, just kind of beating herself up right now. Back to the consistency thing that she was trying to work on all spring.
Well, it's different for her, right? You got the AVCA Freshman of the Year coming back at center, Izzy Stark. Both outsides, Hannah and Merzik, go pro. Middle Trammell goes pro. And Karis Willow expected to be in the mix on that outside, but even though she was here last year, Karis Willow and Izzy Stark didn't work together much.
No, Willow was, she was injured for a while, and so this is almost like, you know, just a new player.
This is Willow back to serve, and the block put up. Juravicius with hands on it, and coverage from Selman. Here's Juravicius into the block with Grimes flying in there. And no talk. Willow and Juravicius had it drop between them.
Let me just say, as a coach, it's literally one of the worst feelings ever to watch two of your teammates just not go for it. And I'm laughing through the pain. The pain to watch that as a coach.
I see a tear slowly drifting down your face.
Oh, man.
Service error.
And then you're just like, oh, thank you so much for serving that ball out, because Penn State's kind of got to get it together. Down 5. Needs to start problem solving now.
One-handedly in the first set, 25-15. Jordan Hopp back to serve the Nittany Lions. This is Babcock and off target.
Great block setup from the outside, Middleton and Juravicius. Honestly, defense looked pretty good too. Love seeing a middle like Hopp playing in the back row, being in a good spot.
And another service ace. That's the 4th of the night for Penn State. This one from Jordan Hopp. The middles can play the back row a little bit. Put a little service pressure on. And even in the spring, the student section is in full force with their ace cards after Jordan Hopp scores at the service line for the 4th time tonight for Penn State.
100 and some Division I volleyball teams in the country. And
overpass kill Mendelson out of the timeout.
Love to see that. Great response by Penn State. But just getting to a Final Four. Pitt going to 4 in a row. That is so impressive.
And every other year it's been the same opponent. Nebraska, Louisville, inevitably. That's where Pitt ends up in the national semifinals. So Danny Busboom-Kelly going to Nebraska this year, the former Louisville head coach. Naturally, they're going to see Nebraska in the national semifinal this year, right? That's just how the pattern goes.
I guess so.
It's 5 in a row for Penn State against Dan Fisher's team.
It's it's really great to see another really strong-willed female head coach knowing what she knows and the success that she's had at Louisville. It's so great to welcome her to the Big Ten.
You can see Nebraska's match on Big Ten Network in the spring on April 26th. Wisconsin next week. Week from tonight on BTN against Marquette. Katie Schumacher-Cawley became the first female Division I women's volleyball coach to win a national championship last year for Penn State. Back set from Stark, and Juravicius is denied by Bayless.
Bayless has her number. I mean, the timing was perfect. I mean, look at this. It's 1, 2, 3, and clamp, turning the hands. I mean, that's step by step how you block. That is what you do. Any person watching this right now who wants to know how to block, that is it. Blair Bayless just showed you how.
Amy Selman up to 6 kills on the night, getting close to 400 for Penn State.
Yeah, she's looking pretty comfortable in that blue and white.
Faldudo serving for the Nittany Lions. Was there a touch there? No. And Dan Fisher's going to the challenge card.
Babcock on the right side, and you've got a young middle, as we now see her get subbed out, but
Emch subs out the freshman middle, and Mallory Meyer comes in. Returning serving sub off of Pitt's Final Four team last year, but 3 service aces in their Sweet 16 win over Oregon. And Mendelson, another bowling ball headed toward the back row.
That connection with Stark and Mendelson almost just lit a fire. You could see Stark's getting her confidence back. Like, okay, you know, I've got this. Mendelson, she trusts right behind her on the slide.
Mendelson up to 4 kills, second most for Penn State. Selman goes overhead. Willow steps into that and scores it for Penn State. Down by 1 now.
That's a tough ball. That could have gone anywhere. It just clipped. I mean, statistically, that would have probably gotten blocked if she really crossed her arm all the way across her body.
Selman is on fire. Front row, back row, service line. That's her second ace of the night.
Again, we've got an outside hitter in the back row in the zone 5. She's going across the whole court. That first ball that she aced, that kind of dropped on Bayless a little bit.
What are some of the quirks as a passer in this gym? Each gym has it, right? The different air pockets and how the ball plays.
You know, it's not a huge gym, but it's not like in Indiana or somewhere where it's really condensed. You've got a little more space, especially, you got the band on one end, you got the cheerleaders in another. I don't know. I think I've missed a lot of serves in this gym too. Unfortunately.
Here's one of the best for Penn State, Jillian Grimes. Grimes there to get it. Out to Willow into the cross court, and Penn State has come back to take the lead in set 2.
That's a way to get confidence back to your outsides. As you start putting it right on the money.
And Grimes serves dupes. And that goes up and out. Right? And it's ruled point Pitt. And surely that'll be challenged. And yep, there we go.
What hit first, the antenna or Stark? You know, I say that she has this, you know, Stark has a very senior-esque type of vibe going. But that is a freshman move. That right there, to not necessarily to let it go, it's she was not aware of her body awareness on the court. Straight up, she didn't know where she was. That is just silly.
You saw that coming.
Yeah. It happens. It happens. Even the freshman player of the year was allowed to have goofy moments.
The serve is out from Bayless and back to level on that challenge. And Penn State up by 1 after the service error by Bayless. Now, Stark has been right in the middle of both challenges tonight. Touch call, Pitt won it on Stark's block and then lost that one. And Flood hammers one down.
But everybody in the ACC is glad that she's not going to be coming back next season. She's been a key player in Pitt's lineup for a few years now.
Juravicius couldn't find it, and Pitt starting to turn up the service pressure. It's Emery Dupes with their second ace of the day.
Dupes getting in between Willow and Selman there. Great location for a serve in between two hitters.
A bump set from Juravicius sends Willow around the ref stand, and that's out.
Yeah, it was just a little too far out. It was, when it crossed the net, it was outside the antenna. So, unfortunately, illegal for Penn State.
One that does not count here in the spring, but against a fellow national semifinalist Pitt. And tight in set 2 after Penn State dominated set 1 by 10. It's Pitt by 2 with Duke still back there serving for the Panthers. And Juravicius down the line and out. And it's a 3-point Pitt lead.
Seems like these hitters are getting a little antsy. That's not, you know, Juravicius isn't exactly an outside. She's a little more comfortable on the right side. But that swing across her body, like, she's got to know where she is. She can't just swing away like that and hope for the best. Hope's not a strategy, as the wise Russ Rose once said.
Flood brings up set point. I had a feeling that was a Russism.
Oh, yeah. I got a lot.
How much of your analysis tonight has been Russisms?
Actually, not as much as
that was the only one?
So far.
Set point for Pitt. And Dupes sends this to a third set, tied at 1. So a great look at the new libero for the Pitt Panthers, the transfer from Florida State. Evens it up at 1 through 2 in Happy Valley.
Mendelson with some injuries, and she did her job, especially against that Creighton match. She really stepped up.
Gosh, there was some drama on the way to the national championship for Penn State. Creighton pushed them to 5 sets here at home in the regional final. And that goes down for Bree Kelly to start set 3 for Pitt. And of course, that amazing comeback in reverse sweep fashion in the national semifinals against Nebraska, down 22-16 in set 4. Came back and won it 28-26. Took the 5th, took the national title in the following match.
That was a match where my family was all watching it together, and we had to sit in special spots because we're pretty superstitious.
This is our first look at Gabrielle Nichols. Mendelson takes a cut. She's out on the right, usually playing the middle. It's Nichols, their new freshman middle, in there for the first time. And that is out. But it was superstition, same clothes, same spots on the couch, all
As
that.
in the first 2 sets, we were not sitting in the same spot in first sets 3, 4, and 5. My mom had to give a pep talk to every Penn State server that went to serve. Very superstitious.
Can you recite that for us? No? Maybe when Jillian Grimes gets back there next time. That's Nichols, her first swing for the freshman middle blocker, who's from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Highest rated player in Penn State's incoming freshman class.
Tough connection. However, it's the spring. You got to keep that perspective. We're not in August.
Stark got in front of that, and then Kelly influenced a 4-0 start for Pitt. So Mendelson playing in a different spot. Gabrielle Nichols, 4-star recruit coming in from Winston-Salem. And another option with the departing Taylor Trammell, who's playing pro now for Penn State. Here's Mendelson out on the pin, and Dupes another pickup on a pancake. But Penn State has their first point of this set.
Man, Dupes has been everywhere tonight. She's been really fun to watch. Flying out of I love when I call it the little people, the DSs, the liberos, kind of just take charge and play the adult version of keepy uppy, which is volleyball. You know, it's so entertaining as a spectator. As a teammate, it gives you this energized boost of like, yes, like my teammate just sacrificed her body for that ball, running into the stands, running into the chairs, you know, just going all out. I love to see that.
And Emmy Klicka was the libero the last 2 years when Pitt went to the national semifinals. So replacing a 2-year starter, Dupes is at libero. And Mendelson over on the right with the hands up. And again, but chipped off of it by Bayless. Back over to that matchup. And Jones into Mendelson's hands. And Stark had to take the first ball, so it's Grimes, the libero setting, and it shoots just a little bit heavy. Mendelson thought that was touched. It was not, according to the R1.
He had a pretty good look at that, I'd say. I love how Grimes can just chuck a ball from across the court and Mendelson still runs a slide on it. Like that's trust. That's a thing you really want your team to have.
Selman off of the bump set. Meyer underneath it on the dig, and Babcock with another vicious rip.
That arm swing by Babcock. I mean, again, there's a reason she was player of the year. I mean, that's right on that outside arm of Mendelson.
Well, she is a gift to the sport. Olivia Babcock, 2 years in, National Freshman of the Year, National Player of the Year, and the leader for Pitt in this match with 5 kills. And she just had the latest one on this 6-0 run for Pitt, forcing the timeout. Set 1 to Penn State, set 2 to Pitt, and that stops the run. That was 6 in a row for the Panthers.
If you can see Jordan Hopp's right hand, that seals the net, because Babcock got that last ball on that inside, almost like a 2-to-2 shot where she was coming in and then she crossed her body. That was a great great execution by Penn State's block. And a little off balance, Selman, but sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Well, those are back-to-back points, the 2 statistical leaders for Penn State. Selman with her 7th kill. Hopp has 4 blocks. She's been involved in 4 of the 5 blocks as a team for Penn State. Jordan Hopp. And right in the donut, finds floor for Bayless.
Jordan Hopp could have gotten a stat in the dig column, but it was a little too late to that party.
We love a middle dig.
I love a middle dig, especially if you're not going to be blocking. Get off the net, go. But just a little late.
And into the net for Babcock on the big serve.
That was one thing I really enjoyed last season is Babcock's jump serve, that jump spin. It is lethal. Hasn't been that consistent tonight. However, she is. I guess we're just trading points here.
Yeah, back-to-back service errors. Is this typical spring match? You go for it at the service line, take a little more risk? Or is this spring not fully tuned up yet, so we're seeing a lot of serves into the net?
Oh man, it's tough to say. I think this being televised, I think is getting a little jitters.
Oh, this is on us.
I don't think it's us. I think it's on them. How they are reacting to a televised game in the spring. Because again, spring is relaxed, spring is individual improvement, and then you come to like, hey, guess what? It's a show now. You gotta perform, and sometimes it's happening, sometimes it's not. I think the inconsistency is just spring in a nutshell.
Babcock hanging in the air. Oh man!
Again, Hop could have had another. What a dig! But Hop could have had another a dig in the. Or another stat in the dig column.
The Pitt fans know the story well about how Olivia Babcock got into club volleyball late and has just blossomed after starting later in her high school career than most. Penn State back with actually no, that was out. Pitt up by 7, but to go from starting late to freshman of the year to national player of the year that quickly is outrageous in a lot of ways.
It's pretty special.
And Willow winds up, has it recycled, and out to Nichols, playing in her first public match as a Penn State Nittany Lion. And point for Penn State on the net.
And as an individual, getting that first kill, she can breathe now. She's okay. Let's see if she loosens up a little bit more and. See if they get Nichols a little more involved.
To the middle for Kelly. Stark there. Second ball for Grimes. Connection with Selman. Gregoire is dug by Selman. Mendelson off speed. Dupes out for Gregoire. And a long set to Willow, and Bayless puts her body on the line. And Babcock almost put it away, but right in the lap of Grimes. And Willow, another big swing with quick reflex for Mendelson. Longest point of the night right here. Can Babcock finish it? Yes, she can. That was fun.
That was fun. That's what it's all about. The digs, the setting way out of position. If that doesn't get your team going, I don't know what will.
Both sides of the net there. That was more of a December feeling play than service error, but
very much so.
But you're seeing flashes of it, right?
We're seeing flashes of definite greatness here.
And that again is the point of this, is to smooth out some of those things. And that's why the match is being played and doesn't go against her record. Serve from Nathan, and more action up at the net for Pitt. It's a 5-point set.
Tatua'a got it that time. Unfortunately, back row can't touch the ball above the height of the net.
Oh, that That is.
But let me tell you, Olivia Babcock can.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
That is duck and cover time on that overpass.
I mean, it also happens so fast. I mean, you don't have time to turn and block. You just have time to turn and stick your arms out and hope for the best. But if it bounces on the 2-foot line, there's not much you can do about it.
Selman tries to pay it back. Tautua'a with the setup as Grimes slides in there. Tautua'a going back to the pin. Reload it. Bayless dug Grimes. Selman through the double block. Meyer gets there. And Bayless steers that out. So Penn State trying to climb back, down by 5.
Both teams are just trying to do a little bit of damage control. Just, hey, easy on the errors, let the other teams make the mistakes.
Tautua'a for Babcock, her favorite target, is denied.
So they overloaded this half of the court. You got Bree Kelly, you got Olivia Babcock, 2 of the big hitters for Pitt. You are keying on these 2 girls. Jordan Hopp and Selman both went, committed to that half of the court, rightfully so. And it was a great block setup.
Oh, even with that pass not being a thing of beauty on the first contact, Pitt scores again.
I don't know if it was, Mendelson's not used to being on the right or what, but that block wasn't as solid as it should have been.
Start to the middle for Hopp, and she plants one in the back.
It all starts with the pass. Selman has been money, total money tonight on that pass. I mean, Stark didn't have to move at all. She could have done whatever she wanted with it. And one-on-one with Hopp. I'd bet my money on that, but you don't bet. There's no betting.
That's off the hands for Selman. Every compliance director in America said, thanks for the save, Kristen.
Oh, man. What a great swing. Great swing by Selman.
That is a well-timed timeout. The old bailout.
Men's volleyball is super popular in so many other countries. It's getting a little love here. I love it.
A second try for Babcock sends Penn State scrambling. Grimes runs it down. Free ball for Pitt. Babcock is denied by Grimes in the back row. Selman. Block hands put up by Jones. And Grimes a third dig on this point. Stark on the move, setting Selman. Star that point. One to remember for Penn State here in the spring.
She's got her little freshman moments where she hits the ball before it hits the antenna, and then she does stuff like that where, I mean, what a ball. Great location. And Selman just freaking hammers it.
Well, libero, setter, outside. Good moments on that play all around for Penn State. And Hopp with a tool shot kill to make it back-to-back points in a 1-point third set.
Penn State's definitely looking a little more confident here.
Faldudo trying to keep the 4-0 scoring run going. And it will stop with a bang on the kill for Bayless.
Great setting choice. Kind of the only setting choice. Just do what you can.
Fan in the front row wanted to make a play. See that?
Yeah, they did.
He had the platform up.
Something you don't see Babcock with a float serve.
And that was touched, so a point for Penn State. And he's Selman again. He's doubling up everybody else on the team. 10 kills. The next closest is Hopp with 5. Tautua'a off the net. It's covered up by Meyer. And Bayless, a screamer. It's an overpass. It zigzags around. Penn State couldn't get into system, and Pitt will take the point. Grimes was the last to contact it. Was she in the front court there?
No, Grimes, technically, as a libero, you cannot set in front of the 10-foot line. And I believe in order for it to be a back row attack, Grimes as a libero needs to contact the ball with her hands. Oh, no, she was behind it. I mean, it wasn't pretty, but that wasn't the call. So, call stands.
So Bayless back at the line for Pitt with the Panthers leading by 2. Start back to Willow. Oh, great save for Bayless, but it finds the floor.
Excellent touch. Honestly, that was a great touch on the block. Slowing that down. Looks like Tautua'a got a hand on it. Man. We're seeing some great defensive plays here.
Jin with the service. The dump gets hung up on the tape. And Stark back at it again with the flick. And into the net on the back row attack for Blair Bayless.
It's really comforting to see hitters kind of, being a setter in college, I pretty much took every blame, mostly because it was my fault. However, all of these hitters are like, hey, again, we're working on this. I've got it next time. Keep setting me.
Kill 9 for Babcock. And all these years later, you're still taking the blame.
Yeah, it happens. What can you do?
I'm sure your hitters watching are appreciative. you still got their back. And Kat Flood has had some good moments in this match for Pitt. She's back at the line. Again, she will not play in the fall for Pitt. Out of eligibility, so last public shot to play in front of some Pitt fans. And a big block put up again. Bree Kelly in the middle of it.
Great block set up by Tautua'a, and then Bree Kelly just closing in. Look at that. Great timing. Greg Wad kind of attempted the third blocker on that. It was really Bree and Tautua'a that got the meat of the ball.
And Kelly spent some time with Team USA as that goes into the net, and Pitt up by 3. But Bree Kelly, the middle for Pitt, some time with Team USA, the Pan American Games, where Dan Fisher, her head coach at Pitt, was also her head coach there. Had McKenna Wooker on that team, star hitter for Minnesota. Willow off the hands, and Penn State back to 2.
That is the matchup that Penn State wants. Tautua'a is not the tallest. She's got, she's almost to elbows over the net here. But of the matchups, Willow on Tautua'a, that is what Penn State wants. That is what, as a setter, you're looking for.
Grimes coming up and tapped down by Gregoire.
Tough ball to control. I mean, she's coming at full speed to dig this ball. Just sometimes it gets a little out of hand.
What have you thought of the outsides for Pitt? That's a big question their fans have. What's the pin going to look like?
Hey, I think it's still spring. Everybody's got some work to do.
Willow got into one, Had to recycle it. Here's her second swing on the point, and down the line. It skates past Tautua'a.
Looked a little like a mishit. However, again, sometimes you take it. Well, she did cut a little more line.
Tape probably helped her out a little bit too.
Definitely.
7 kills for Willow, 10 for Selman to lead Penn State. And back to Jones.
Babcock flies. She is just like, she is someone, again, for not having that much experience with the game compared to other people. I mean, her athleticism is spectacular to watch.
Stark leaves it, Selman, and dupes almost. But Penn State's got it to 2 once more.
Dupes is in a great spot. It's tough. That's a really tough ball to dig. Just being on the left side of the court, going to your left side, and not really getting your hip all the way around the ball to keep it on your side of the net.
Selman had her eyes wide after that last swing as Bayless pays it back. Selman kind of had the eye-popping
Yes, she did.
Look going on. I don't know if it was her favorite swing of the night, but it worked again. Back set for Mendelson, coming in hot, overpass Hop, leaves it short, and it's set point for Pitt.
That is something that as a player, as a coach, as a spectator, you never want to see. It's an unfortunate thing to happen. Great dig though by Tautua'a.
Well, Pitt lost the first set by 10, on the doorstep of winning the next 2 sets, and they will. Mendelson shoots it long. So in a matchup of national semifinalists and the national champion from a year ago, we go to the 4th with Pitt up on the road by 2 sets. Led by Olivia Babcock's 10 kills.
But she's going to do what she's going to do. It is how's Penn State going to stop the other 5 girls on the team? This Babcock is, again, you don't just get voted National Player of the Year just because. She is the real deal.
She lost the 2 outside hitters that led Pitt last year. Tori Stafford transferred to Texas, and then Valeria Vasquez Gomez out of eligibility, now playing pro. Plus Rachel Fairbanks, her setter, her libero, and Eklika. So she is the core of this returning group for Dan Fisher and Pitt. And 2 years into it, she's already made a really good career out of her freshman and sophomore years. 2 Final Fours plus Freshman of the Year and National Player of the Year. And wanting more in year 3 as set 4 is off to a good start for Caroline Juravicius and Penn State.
Out of all the sets so far, this is the first one that Penn State has won the first point. And Juravicius back in the lineup. It's nice to see a smile across her face as she gets her first kill in a while.
And Mendelson was playing over on that right, and back-to-back points to start it for the Nittany Lions.
Jordan Hop with the ace. Let's see if she can maybe get a dig out of this too. Oh, I'm being greedy here.
I was gonna say, you've been calling for that all night.
I'm calling it. I'm waiting for it.
That will get her off the service line. Sorry, Kristen.
Maybe next time. One can wish.
Best middle dig you've ever seen.
Oh gosh.
Think of it?
Like off the head. Does that work? Does that?
Guess that counts.
I've seen that happen.
I'm not putting any parameters on your answer. You can name names too if you want, or not. No.
I'm not going to.
Juravicius with her second of the set.
2 for 2. There's not a lot of not a lot of women in this sport right now that hit as hard as Caroline Jaravich's. And that's her bread and butter. You see her kind of cross her arm across her body. Like, she loves that cross-court shot. And she can hit the snot out of the ball.
She did just that twice. Babcock dug by Grimes, and then Stark comes up swinging. Does a 180 for the kill.
Guarantee you she did not mean to do that. However, she's going to play it cool. Look at this. And I've seen her. She had a little bit in high school.
Let's pinpoint.
That's something.
Bree Kelly lays into one, but out. 5-1. Caroline Jaravich's her best work came in the best matches as Pitt takes a timeout. Creighton in the Elite Eight, 11 kills. Nebraska, a career high in that comeback, and then 10 more against Louisville. And her dad had the line of the tournament. He was asked, "Are you nervous?" He said, "That's what those beverages are for." 5-1 Penn State run to start the fourth set. With Kristen Carpenter-Stedman, Connor Onion with you for the spring match. Pitt and Penn State. First ever spring volleyball match on Big Ten Network. Another crucial point in the growth of the sport of women's volleyball. And into the cross court, that goes for another kill for Emmy Selman. 11 on the night.
The backcourt right now for Penn State with Nathan, Grimes, and Faldudo. I'm pretty confident in saying that there's not a lot of better little people in the country than those three, and how they work together to defend this court.
Oh, wow. Dupes.
All right, Dupes.
Dupes.
All right, Dupes.
She wants in on that conversation.
She does.
Dupes has made a couple of great plays running balls down tonight. New libero, and couldn't get to that one. Mendelson with Dupes covering the entire backcourt for a lot of the night.
Which is also difficult for someone her stature. I mean, look at her just flying up in the air. That hurts every part of my body, seeing her do that. Another missed serve. Let's see.
Pittsburgh's got 10 missed. Penn State and Pitt both have 11 missed serves on the night.
There has been some payoff in that. 4 aces for Pitt, 7 for Penn State. As Mendelson off speed to the center of the court, just like she did a swing ago.
When you find something that works, might as well do it. Middle of the court, we used to call it the donut. The black hole. Had a lot of different terms for that. Beautiful area of the court.
You're going to be okay on another missed serve? You're going to be all right?
I'm going to be okay. It's part of the game. They're trying some stuff. It's the spring. Keep it in perspective, Kristen. Missed serves happen.
Babcock's serve was in, and Mendelson's red hot right now.
3 for 3 on the tip. See if Jordan Hupp plays the same game or if she comes out swinging in the middle.
She's like, do we have to side out? Do we have to rotate? I want to stay in.
I was telling you in between sets that the passing has been good for both teams. I was wondering why they haven't been playing or setting their middles more. And insert foot in mouth as Izzy Stark sets her middle 3 times in a row. So.
And there wasn't a serve that was in. It was an ace. Points are scored. Kristen's happy.
Hey, volleyball. That's another big swing from the middle.
Hop stuck it. Had the net defense for Penn State. Can she pay it off? Not this time.
Little low, little late. To just a combination that's just not great.
Interesting point you make about the littles with Penn State and their backcourt and what they have back. You just look at the all Big Ten liberos from last year. Bayless goes into the net. Lexi Rodriguez has graduated at Nebraska. Alani Yosia has graduated at Michigan State, first team all Big Ten. And then it's Grimes, all Big Ten libero that's back.
And in a leadership role, and is bound to do great things this year. Have a feeling.
Another one put away, Karis Willow.
Grimes was one away from tying the third best among just Penn State liberos of all-time digs. She was one dig away. She is fourth in the Big Ten, fourth in the for Penn State for the all-time just for program. I have a feeling this is going to be a year for her.
The best is still coming for Jillian Grimes.
I have a feeling.
Yeah, service ace for Pitt. That's their 5th of the night. This one from Vierlan, their sophomore middle. So a lot of the teams in the Big Ten, they have some figuring out to do with what their libero spot's going to look like, what their passing is going to look like. They're pretty stable for Penn State.
I would agree.
Of course, led by Grimes. A couple DS's back as well. Babcock splits the back row defense. Yep, that's in. And Babcock has 11 kills in this match.
Honestly, I thought Stark was in a good spot. Just kind of already had her hands together. A little more patient, maybe a little more depth in her defensive spot.
Stark up for Jirovicius, who is turned back by Tautu Wa'a. It's going to be interesting to watch as Pitt's setter battle. Tautu Wa'a coming back from an ACL injury, missing all of last year. How that develops with Brooke Bozier into the program this summer. So what was the result of that clip we just saw?
Well, it was at UNC. We were playing the Campbell Camels, and I wasn't starting, and all of a sudden I was. Literally the rest is history. No, it was, I mean, I was still practicing passing. Like, I wasn't necessarily setting.
Same year you won the national championship as the setter?
Yep. So I then transferred my focus to just setting, and yeah, still can't believe we won that year.
Great swing from Kelly. So we get the full story next on the big story.
That was quite a run.
07 to 2010. The dynasty. Then again in 13 and 14. 10-year waits. And there's another kill for Emmy Selman. Thumping it off the block.
You know, when Pitt goes on those runs, you know, it's really tough to stop them because they are like a, you know, like a little bully in a playground. Like they're gonna keep bulldozing over until you really force their hand. And that Selman kill was exactly what Penn State needed.
Does the block stay in? Not quite. Selman thought it was down.
So did the entire crowd.
So did Mendelson. Mendelson saying, well, she was looking over at our direction if we would give her a hint. Oh, that was in. that was in.
The line. Tough, you know, these refs are tough. It's a tough job to have.
I think the monitor was tilted a little bit toward the bench. I don't know how ethical that was, but challenge is coming.
It's a spring. I mean,
that's on the line. Penny panel is on the line. That's it.
Oh, man.
Well, Penn State lost their first challenge, so. Oh, we got the call already? Oh. Oops.
As you see the giant Uno reverse card in the student section.
Is that why they put TV next to the home bench here?
That's the home bench.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Well, set two, set 4.
Oh, man. This is fun. I can't believe we're having a spring game on TV right now. Like, what a treat.
I'm with you.
I've missed it.
September coming early, and a service error by Ginn. It's number 13 for Penn State.
You don't have a lot of opportunities as number 1, a freshman, number 2, as a little person. You gotta make them count. And that goes with any program, not just Penn State's.
And we see the good the other way from Mallory Meyer, who's also in the mix for libero. We've seen some great work from Dupes tonight. But Dan Fisher said, you know, it's a two-person race right now for that libero spot. And Dupes wearing the opposite colored jersey tonight for Pitt. And Faldudo got under it, and Selman through the double block. Has had moments of being invincible tonight. 13 kills.
Yeah, Bree Kelly again had Jaravicius's number, and then just another reverse the flow from Izzy Stark. High ball, letting Selman do what Selman does. Reach high, swing high.
Is exactly what Babcock can do.
Yep.
What you just described is what she just turned around.
I mean, the explosiveness out of that arm. I mean, she is so fun to watch.
The amazing humility when she won the National Player of the Year award last year. So graceful in interviews, and obviously giving it up to her teammates for making that a group award in her words. And Mendelson couldn't strike it.
No, just a misconnection there by Izzy. Tough ball too, with Vierlon kind of giving a little bit of a free ball. Perfect pass by Grimes. Just a tough misconnection.
And Dupes plays short. Nathan up to grab it. And Selman ripping away. Picked up by Tautua'a. And into the cross court. Big swing, Blair Bayless.
Big swing. That's exactly what this Pitt offense needed. And just to give you a little bit of a strategic approach to this game, you see that Dupes is serving the short ball to zone 2, making it really difficult for Maggie Mendelson, who is really good behind, really good off of 1 foot. Again, she used to be a basketball player. She has not been able to run that because of this specific serve.
Place in the Big Ten with a late season rush to being in the Frozen Four. So that resilience that Guy Godowski saw from Penn State volleyball last year has carried right into their season that hits its peak this weekend.
I mean, what a year for Penn State athletics, honestly.
Ho-hum, just another wrestling national championship, right? College football playoff for Penn State football. And that's in. Penn State extends it to 3.
Great high swing by Karis Willow. Oh, yeah. A lot of wrestling banners.
The rafters in Rec Hall are heavily weighed down by banners. There are a ton of wrestling and volleyball banners. An 8th to be added in the fall. And that goes Bayless's way to make it a 2-point set 4 again.
Yeah. Visibly frustrated, Izzy Stark, with that decision. When it's that high, it's really hard to see two hands kind of in front of you. I mean, waiting for you.
Selman out of the back row.
Smart shot. Way to get it back. All you need is a side out. It's kind of, as a setter, as a player, that's all you're telling your teammates, hey, just one more, just one at a time, one more side out. Somebody that she can count on, that's Selman tonight.
Off the tape and back at Grimes. I'd say that's been the biggest tell that it's been the spring, the side out percentages tonight.
Yeah.
And you, I guess, hand in hand with the serving.
Yeah, the serving is, I mean, there's not actually a skill you do more in the spring than serving. It's just a thing that you do. But yeah, side out percentages, you really want to go, you want to be in the 60s, really. 2/3 of the ball, 2/3 of the plays you want to be siding out on.
Penn State was excellent in the first set, over 70% side out in the first set, and under 60 cents. Babcock with Grimes, tracking it. Selman, can she do it again? Yes. Little moment of tension there, but ultimately gets Penn State to 21st.
You can see, again, I've said that, you know, the Stark-Selman combination tonight has been on point. It's now showing really, you know, it's late in the game. We're in the red zone now. Who does she trust the most? So even if Selman's in the front or back row, she's going to her.
It was more than a third of their kills. Penn State, I don't think they touched that. They didn't. That was ricocheted off of the tape. So replay it with Stark back at the service line. Dupes and serve receive, and off the hands for a flying Gregoire.
Just a little late on the block. Jared Vicious needs to turn her hands a little bit. This is this rotation that Penn State is in right now. Had some trouble last time they were in it with the passing between Willow and Selman. Let's see if they can figure out this communication.
Back to that area of the court. It's Willow receiving from pass to swing, and it steers out. That's clearly where Pitt's going to go again, right?
Yes, Penn State's going to move it around a little bit. So now you got to get by Grimes. Grimes is probably going to give Selman a little more room and come a little closer to Willow, just for passing reassurance. Great pass.
Well, that worked. Switching up the passing, and Penn State sides out.
Sometimes you just need to give them a different look. I mean, I guarantee you, Dan Fisher's not telling his players to serve at Jillian Grimes. So it was kind of probably a misserve, which means it was a money pass by Grimes. Great set, great swing.
Kelly can't save it. So after the side out, Penn State goes 2 in a row. And it looked like the target of that serve was going to be at Willow again. And then ended up with Grimes and changed the complexion of late set 4. Penn State looking at send it to 5. 12 kills and 15 kills apiece. Man, there's Babcock. Painted off right away.
They're going to find her, even if she's in the back row. Faldudo was in the right spot. She was just leaning just a little bit to the inside, and you can't be kind of guessing where Babcock, you have to be still when Babcock hits.
Over the top and out. Faldudo had a read on that overhead. 2 points away from a 5th set between Olivia Babcock and Emmy Selman.
Selman's having herself a night. I mean, hitting 353, that is going to be beneficial to any team. And Babcock, again, she's doing stuff from the back row, doing stuff from the front row, getting her blocks, getting her digs. She is definitely, she's just going to be a player that is, for the rest of her career, is going to be somebody that girls all over the country are going to watch and just be in awe. Actually, everyone's going to watch and be in awe.
That's the interesting thing for Pitt with Rachel Fairbanks, their 4-year setter, their All-American setter, being out of eligibility now, is even if Pitt wanted to go to a 6-2 with her gone, you don't want to take Babcock off the court. And she's so lethal out of the back row, too. So it'll be the competition between Tautua'a and the arrival of Brooke Mosier coming this summer. Cross court, picked up, but out. And we play on with a 1-point set 4.
Jared Vicious has had a pretty hard time getting past Bayless and Bree Kelly tonight. She's had some success when the ball has been a little inside. But that's kind of been it.
Mendelson tip. Dupes runs another one down. Forward and backward. She's had an answer a lot tonight. And Mendelson keeps with it. Off the hands of Kelly to bring up set point.
That was a smart shot. Bree Kelly takes up a lot of space with her hands, with her block. Mendelson being able to see that and going away from her hands, that is not an easy thing to do.
With the set on the line, it's Jocelyn Nathan into the net.
Serenity now. That is, unfortunately, the 15th service error for Penn State tonight.
So it brings up Dupes at the service line to try to fend off another set point for Pitt. It's Grimes that takes the pass. It's Selman up at the net with 2 up there defending her. It's Babcock for the tie. And it's out to send this to a 5th set.
I mean, would you really expect anything?
Season matchup in September, the Pitt 1 in 3 sets goes to 5 here in the spring. And Pitt was just one of 2 teams that beat Penn State on their way to 35-2 in the national championship last year. The other was Wisconsin late in the Big Ten season. And Penn State ripped them all off on their way to the title. And set 5 begins with a long rally. Grimes up to get that. It's steered out to Selma down the line and too strong. Point 1 to Pitt in the 5th.
What fun defense we are getting to see. Littles are just flying around. We even saw Bayless on the floor. You don't see outsides flailing around like liberos very often.
Dupe serves Selman. It's a back set for Jura. Vicious. True to her name.
Where's that been all night? Wow. She even looks mad. That had some anger behind it. Look at this ball. Wow. Yeah, don't blink. You're going to miss it. Holy cow.
4th kill of the night. Biggest emphasis on that one. The service earns Penn State a chance, and Mendelson does away with it.
Penn State looking a little bit like that first set we saw. And it all starts with that serve from Jordan Hopp into the area where Bayless is. She's a front row hitter, making her back up.
This is Lexi Jin. Dipping serve late that Meyer got underneath. And then Jura Vicious, a net presence once more.
Better late than never. Great position. Looks like Mendelson got most of that. Good setup by Jura Vicious.
Jin serves Meyer, back-to-back serves. And down the line, Bayless gets right for Pitt. So Bayless joins Babcock in double figures in this match. Babcock with 13, Bayless with 12. Selman the only one with double-digit kills for Penn State with 15.
look what we have here. We got a blocking substitution. So Tatua'a is out. Looks like we'll probably have one of the littles for Pitt set the second ball if it comes to that.
The freshman middle Emch came in and got a piece of that, but out. So the strategy doesn't pay. Last just 1 point. Here comes Tatua'a back in at the setting spot.
That's a very strategic move. You go from Tatua'a to someone who is well over 6 feet tall, getting 4 big hands over the net, really making Selman think about where she's going to hit. Free ball here.
On two, Babcock read it. Cross court and out for Bayless.
She was going for hands. Just a little too high. I really thought Stark was going to set the middle. She totally faked me out on that.
Oh, another serve that earns a free ball for Penn State. Turning it up with Mendelson blocked. So beautifully done by Bayless on the pin.
She floated right into that. You can see Bayless just floating and right into the belly of the ball. That was all Bayless.
We saw Dan Fisher use the blocking sub. That's how Bayless was used a lot of last year. Got some national semifinal experience in that role as the third outside on last year's team. I think very highly of her blocking. And Selman puts another to the floor for her 17th of the match.
Curious how her hair stays that tight the entire match. She's jumping all around. That thing hasn't moved. I know I can't be the only one. Maybe not you,
I honestly didn't. I'm sure that's shocking. Babcock is dug. How am I supposed to call a point after that? Here's Babcock again.
Back-to-back Babcock.
But out. And it's 7-3 Penn State.
Tatua'a.
And Selman with the serve, and it's an ace.
Gotta switch sides here.
Well, she has had the full deck of aces tonight. Selman's fourth.
Maybe a
little too heavy. So they switch sides at 8-3, and that goes out. Dan Fisher has his hand on the challenge card, but keeps it on the table for now. Then he reached again and ignored the challenge card. 9-3 Penn State. Babcock, wow. Saw that coming.
I mean, and where she was on the floor, she wasn't right in the middle. She was kind of like, you know, in the seam of the middle and the whole right side of the court. Like that seam can also split the block. That was smart set, beautifully executed by Babcock.
And Mendelson out. With how Babcock broad jumps, had a chance to see Maddie Skinner in person early in the season last year. There's some Skinner in there with the ground that she's covering, the Texas star.
Oh yeah, I believe it. They're incredible athletes. What do you got, sign? You got, you know, back when there weren't any challenges, there was not really honor calls either, but, you know, you could tell if somebody touched the ball.
So it matters.
Gregoire literally turned real quick where everybody else was like, oh no, it was out. She didn't say anything.
Who was the best at masking it?
Megan Hodge.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. She.
One of many things she was good at.
Yeah. Yeah, she was. Oh, she didn't touch anything. No touch. we have Grimes serving. It's going right between Bayless and Gregoire. That is my prediction. Away from dupes.
It's Dupes that gets the second ball. And Gregoire splits the back. So Pitt still fighting. Next on the Big Ten Network, stick around for the big story, the streak. Hear more from Kristen, Katie Schumacher-Cauley, Russ Rose. The 109 match winning streak, still a record by more than double the next one. That's next on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Slide coming, hop. Denied, but first ball is back over their way. So they try it again. And Pitt defends it again. A long set. Babcock had to wait for it. It's Gregoire into the block. Babcock almost dropped the hammer, but Nathan was there. And the block shows up with Jones and Babcock. And Pitt with back-to-back points at 10-6.
I held my breath because Babcock had no block on that one. It looks like Willow just didn't get it high enough. Tough ball right into Riley Jones.
And Jones fell down. Babcock takes care of it anyway. It's a 3-0 Pitt run. And a timeout for Penn State after this big rip. One more time for Babcock.
Wow.
Some things you'd like to clean up here and there, but...
Oh, yeah, there's definitely going to be stuff to work on.
You wouldn't want it to be perfect right now.
No way, yeah.
Be too good to be true. It's a 3-0 run. That forced the Penn State timeout. Pitt on a 3-0 run, turned 4-0 run, and Babcock is on fire.
Honestly, that swing looks a lot like Caroline Jaravicious' swing. Like, that's her bread and butter. That cross court, inside the block. I mean, Karis Willow is going way too far on the block. I mean, she's not even close. You have a clear shot of her. Jocelyn Nathan just trying to take the charge.
And Penn State stop this 4-0 run inside out. Grimes lays out. But hops past, steered away. And Ta'ua'ua right back to Babcock. Why wouldn't she in the spot? They put up the block, and the net's moving. And it's Pitt's point.
Those are really tough. Those balls that are just, you know, coming from 30, 50 feet. Just tough. Willow doing the best she can. Just got a little tight.
From 10-4 to 10-9 with 5 in a row for Pitt. Selman roll. No, jousts. Hop kept it up. Oh, and Hop didn't see it. And Pitt ties it up. It was right in her area.
I thought she was going to smash that ball. Curious what she was looking at. I guess Riley Jones being a little decoy. Thinking it was on her side of the net.
6 points in a row on a match that Penn State looked to have in the bag. Now they side out with Emmy Selman.
Interesting how both pin hitters for Pitt went to go block in opposite directions and left Selman one-on-one with Riley Jones. One-on-one is good for Selman.
And that rattles it to tie it. So Babcock on a real heater. 17 kills. She's one away from matching Selman. Was Dan Fisher just asking? Yeah, he asked if he had called a timeout.
How many timeouts he had left? He swore he'd already called one.
We've had a couple challenges, and a service ace has Pitt ahead, trailing by as many as 6. The service ace from Meyer has him up 1. And Katie Schumacher-Cauley has to take a timeout. Olivia Babcock has led Pitt back. They were down 10-4, now leading 12-11 in the race to 15, win by 2. That forced Katie Schumacher-Cauley to take the timeout. Try to find a way to stop the reigning AVCA National Player of the Year. First ever spring match on Big Ten Network is coming down to its final couple of points, and Babcock has taken it over with her defense and her hitting. That was off of her and out for Juravicius.
Yeah, it didn't look like she sealed the net properly, just enough for a ball to get through, and Juravicius took advantage of that. Especially with somebody hitting that hard like Juravicius. You have to be strong, you have to be confident in your arm placement in your blocks.
Juravicius has shown a couple of her A swings in this 5th set. And a block put up, hop slides over. Set comes from Dupes for Babcock, who rattles it through.
You got Babcock front row, you got Selman front row. This is the matchups. I mean, this is the rotations that both coaches want. Red zone now, who wants it more?
Pitt 2 points away with Dupes serving. Selman off the hands. There's that matchup.
Getting them fired up. Just paintbrushing Babcock's hands out of bounds. You see her reaching like that? Just take up your space. Go straight up and down. Don't be waving back and forth. That's where you lose your strength.
Well, big spot for a first-year Nittany Lion. Lexi Jin gets the serve in. Stark takes the first. It's Mendelsohn in the middle with the set for Selman. And it almost earned the overpass. Tapped by Kelly. And into the block. It is denied by Bayless to bring up match point for Penn.
Maybe a little tight. I don't know. I just also think that's a big block.
Well, you can't emulate these types of spots
No way.
in your own gym. This is why you do these spring exhibitions, the added pressure of being on TV. And it comes down to a match point 1. Selman denied! And Pitt comes back in set 5. And they win it 3-2 over Penn State.
What a treat for everybody. That was some crazy volleyball.
Wow. It was 10-4. And then Babcock did Babcock things for Pitt.
She did.
Reigning National Player of the Year in Pitt.